Hey everybody, welcome to WTF, OMG, What's Up America with Afton Boggiano, where we take the government we know and love or hate, along with any trusted news sources, and come up with conspiracy theories and decide if we like them or not. And while checking and rechecking each of these sources, let's become experts on theory debunking and etc. Okay, so let's get cracking with theory number one, which is a wet market in Wuhan, China. We know that all coronaviruses are zoonotic. Zoonotic is a word, and it's a virus that can spread from animals to people. Similar viruses are SARS and MERS. In fact, Wuhan studies showed that the COVID-19 is a 96% genetic match to SARS, which is a coronavirus that came from bats. Big question for me is, how can a virus go from a bat to a human? Well, I guess it's rare and would have to be in conditions where viruses can live and breed. Meanwhile, a wet marketplace is something I'd equate to a Chinese butcher shop, only very crowded, selling both legal and illegal animals, alive and slaughtered, and waiting to be slaughtered, and in very, very close quarters. This sounds like a good breeding ground for viruses to me. This could be why we don't have them in America, or why the Chinese government finally issued a statement in 2019 that these wet markets would be banned. There was an early report from the Lancet, however, that claimed this theory to be false. They say their researchers closely studied the movements of the initial 41 hospitalized with the virus and found that 13 of those patients had no link to the marketplace. That sounds fishy to me. No pun intended. I mean, that still leaves 28 sick people to the marketplace in Wuhan. And we all know now how easily these virus germs spread. I had to kick a friend of mine out of my house today. He didn't tell me he'd been traveling from a small farm outside San Francisco on a public bus overnight because all his buses kept getting canceled yesterday. I gave him 15 minutes in the bathroom to clean up, but then after he left the building, I cleaned all the door handles, the light switches, and disinfected the walls and everything, all the while feeling like a crazy person. Like, how dare a man enter my house from a public bus? He'd been living practically in the wilderness without a phone for a week and came back to LA, and he couldn't figure out why everyone was acting so strange and why his other buses were canceled. We had to tell him about the school closures, how most restaurants, bars, offices, gyms are closed. I heard that 1 in 5 of Americans' workers have already been laid off. Now, this is not really true because 1 in 5 Americans has either been laid off or reduced hours. And that is how we spread the fear. But if you think about it, don't we all kind of want to get sick so we can finish self-quarantining and get it all over with? If once we get it, we can't get it again, then I think everyone under 50 should go outside, get the freaking virus, and that's when we can all self-quarantine. And then we'll be done with this all pretty soon. I mean, we don't have to find somebody to blame, but isn't it fun to anyway? I've never been to China, but I know their culture is much different than ours. I won't even pretend I know the half of it. But I do know that this wet market model of buying and selling basic needs of foods sounds unsanitary AF. China is not a third world country anymore. Their dictators have had decades of world leaders catering to their whims. And any economically stable, morally righteous body of people would recognize this. So, what? Are they insane? Are they dumb? Maybe they are just misinformed by their government, who actually allows all this to keep going on. After all, they are a suppressed communist society. And finally, why doesn't the damn World Health Organization do anything to stop this? Thank you for joining us at WTF OMG What's Up America. Our next episode will be dedicated to one of my favorite theories, theory number 2. So if you're starting to like these videos, go ahead and like and share, and pretty soon I'll make my Patreon page where we can discuss all this on discussion boards together. But for now, hang in there. I do hope you are all feeling A-okay. And if not, I'm really sorry. But nonetheless, I will see you later.